Hi everyone, welcome to Sports Jazz. Josh and Isaac, we are back after a long weekend, a very, very disturbing weekend. Traumatizing for some fans, unfortunately. And sorry, someone's calling. Very, very traumatizing for Arsenal fans, Man City fans. Man United were also a bit traumatized.
No,
But
no,
well,
no,
once
no.
again,
Okay, yeah. It may
thank you
be a
so much
little
for
bit
tuning in, Sports Jazz.
disappointed.
Josh and Isaac. Josh does not want to agree. He doesn't want to accept, but we all know
But
it
we're a
wasn't a
little bit
good.
disappointed.
No, it wasn't a little bit, Josh. I wanted 3 points. We
Me
can't be
too, me
settling
too.
for less, but
Me too.
unfortunately,
But
but today, right now, we have bigger fish to fry, if I can say that. Why do I say bigger fish to fry? Man, I don't know. Over the other, I would say approximately 2 weeks, I was on a very beautiful diet. I was eating fruits, feeding on cherries. Now, after eating cherries over the
yeah.
weekend,
Hey.
the same thing happened.
Uh-huh.
Are they called?
You were
I,
invited to the castle.
I went to the rather no, I was not invited to the castle. I tried to sneak into the castle, and guess what? People were Queen's Guard was always there waiting for me,
The
kick
king's
me
guard
out
was there.
with only one leg. Anyway,
Whoa.
once again, thank you so much for tuning in, Sports Jazz, Josh and Isaac, and yo. Over the weekend, we saw Newcastle through Isak whooping, beating Arsenal. That is 3 matches in EPL, Josh. I don't know. Please correct me. That is 2 losses
Yeah. Two
in
losses
one
in
draw. In one
yeah,
draw,
two losses
three
in
games.
10 games.
EPL. That is
Yeah,
very, no. Rather, I meant in EPL, but yeah, 2 losses in 10 games. That is very sad, very, very worrying for Arsenal. And to even make it worse, today news was all over social media that Edu, their sporting director, the man who has been behind all the signings, the recruitment, and everything, is likely to step down and leave the club at the end of this season. Now, that is going to be such a huge blow for Arsenal. I don't know how they're going to cope up with that. But yo, Josh, real quick, let me first shout out to Adieri, Josh, and Isaac. How are you? Adieri, I don't know. I think I'm going to nickname you Amanda. By the way,
Amanda Kangumba.
says Newcastle versus Arsenal. My man of the match was Lewis Hall of Newcastle. Yo,
Eh,
you boss Arsenal.
Yo, I think it was Anthony Gordon, but
No,
Lewis
by the way,
Hall deserves a shout out. Lewis
yeah, he
Hall
deserves a
deserves
shout
a
out.
shout out, though.
He did well,
I mean, I think Anthony Gordon nailed that cross. I mean, those are the things that give you a man of the match award because
but
in
he was
that
a bit
moment,
wasteful.
yeah,
Arsenal could
but
have
in that
scored.
moment, if
Rather,
you're
sorry,
level-headed, if you're
Newcastle.
level-headed enough in that moment and you deliver such a beautiful cross, then things end up like that. But we
But yeah,
shall get there. We shall get
mm,
there.
let's wait and see. Let's wait and see how things are going to work out. We are going to go there. Just real quick, let's first look at Newcastle with. I mean, in a few minutes. Let's look at the game. Newcastle beating Arsenal 1-0 at St James Park. Um, um, to be honest, it's not like I didn't expect, or rather, I expected Arsenal to lose. But again, I didn't expect them to win. I actually thought it could even be a draw because they are not at their best right now. Ever since the first international break, they don't look so good. I don't know what's happening at Arsenal or inside the Arsenal camp. And also to top on that, they lack creativity in the midfield. Yes, they have midfielders, but with Odegaard missing, you can see it's a huge, huge gap that has failed. Of course, they can't fill it, but they have not even come an inch to try and close the gap. I mean, and Mikel Merino is turning out to be a fraud. I'm sorry to say, Arsenal fans. Josh, looks
Too
like you're right.
soon. Too soon. He
Looks
was
like
a.
you're right.
No, but
Seriously.
too soon. Give the guy a chance. Give the guy a chance. I mean, it's just that Arsenal right now looking like the biggest pretenders of them all, much as they consider themselves title contenders when the season started. They've just started to falter when it matters most. the black curse of the Arsene Wenger seasons of Dark November. I've not spared them. I mean, we thought that Mikel Arteta
Very,
does.
very good, Josh. Very good.
We thought that
Yo,
Mikel
bravo. Bravo.
we thought
That
that
is
Mikel
true, by the
Arteta,
way.
yeah, we thought that Mikel Arteta does have um, uh, um, a Black April, but um, I think the curse is back because the first
Mm.
game they played in November, they fell down to Newcastle, and things are happening thick and fast. They are going to play two games in November that may define their overall season. On Wednesday, they play against Inter Milan away in Italy, and the Nerazzurri have one or two things
Oh, I can't
uh,
wait.
to say
I can't
about
wait.
the Champions League this season
And
because
Inzaghi has been
yeah,
bossing, you know.
he
The
has been
team plays so.
bossing.
I read somewhere
And
that they disorganized their own, rather, they disorganized their own formation just to disorganize their opponents. But of course, it was a joke. And then
yeah,
fall back right into their formation and whoop. And
yeah,
but
and
yo, Inzaghi,
Lautaro Martinez is having the form of his life. I mean, he's had a good couple of years since they played in that final of the Champions League. He's gone to the Copa America with his country and not only won it but bossed it and played very well in the tournament. And he's continued his exceptional form this season. So Arsenal will go away to Inter Milan on Wednesday, and on Sunday they will have to go away and play Chelsea in the London Derby. So I mean, yeah, it is quite a week. It is quite a week. It is quite a month for us, for Arsenal and Mikel
mm,
Arteta, and then this bombshell just drops on them real fast that Edu Gaspar might he's set to leave Arsenal. Um, about Edu and leaving Arsenal, or we finished the Newcastle.
no, no. Let's first finish the Newcastle, please. I know that
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah,
Edu
yeah.
thing is also burning me up. But
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. So
Josh,
I mean,
what we saw yesterday,
it just
or on
became
Saturday,
very
yeah.
difficult for poor Arsenal at the moment. Yesterday, for me, like I told you before, I did not believe that Mikel Arteta was going to have a peace with these Arsenal fans the way he had chosen to play this season. Early on, most Arsenal fans tell you that it all started at the game against Spurs when he did not have Declan Rice. But for me, I think it started against Wolves. He was already showing signs of playing in a pragmatic manner, which
Mm.
might win you trophies. But Arsenal fans as a whole, I don't think they are used to seeing their sides play like that. They used to pride themselves in playing the expansive, attractive football. I mean, even without trophies, that was enough. And not really enough, but at least that's something that kept them going because they paid for these tickets. They came into these stadiums and they kept watching beautiful football. But when you play, I mean, a pragmatic style that like Mikel Arteta plays, you must
And
win games.
I don't know why. You know, the first games were very good. Even the game, the one they drew with Man City,
No,
very
they
good,
were not.
very
You
good.
remember
No, no,
David
just very
was
good.
here.
But
David
starting with
was here.
just no, no. Do you know why I don't blame them on? I do not blame how Ateta switched up after the
Sets
red
up.
card.
Yes.
You know, after
Yeah,
that
that is
switch
a
because
one-off.
they had a
When
red
you
card.
play like
It's
that,
one off.
you
I
see,
understand, but they are
yes.
worrying games like the game against Bologna. Their
Yeah.
games, Spurs, the
Even
one they
Spurs
won
away.
1-0.
Even Spurs
Yeah,
away.
that's what I'm saying. The way they won, I don't know.
No,
It
even
reminds
the
me of,
game
by
they
the way,
played
typical Mourinho. That is
before
Mourinho's
the
style
week
of play, and we're not used
before
to Arsenal. We're
the
not
week
used to
before
them
last,
playing that way.
the week before last, it was Bournemouth. The game
Yeah.
they played for Bournemouth in the league.
Oh, where they
The
lost 2-0.
league. Yeah, Bournemouth beat them 2-0, but the game they played
2-0.
before Bournemouth, see, you had already started to see signs of Mikel Arteta playing in this pragmatic manner. And for
Mm.
me, I don't mind the pragmatic style of football because I actually like it. It gets you winning things. But then you must have the mentality to win those things. I was very shocked when Arsenal went away to Spurs. I did understand that Declan Rice was missing in the game, and Arsenal set up in the manner like when they were playing with 10 men against Man City. I mean, for me, that was a
Mm.
sign that Arteta was
And
losing it.
the game you're saying before City, was it with Southampton? They won 3-1,
Yes, yes,
right?
yeah, 3-1. Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
think they had a
Before
decent
Bournemouth.
game. That was a decent
Yes,
game.
they did have a decent game, and what I'm trying to tell you, the Arsenal that Arsenal fans are used to, or me, a nearby standard, the Arsenal that I'm
Me too,
used to,
anyway. Me too.
yeah, the
Yeah.
Arsenal that I'm used to, they would blow away that Southampton side. But the game was nothing like that. The two goals came in stoppage time of that game. That's when they got the 3-1. But
Yeah.
on the whole, it was a very professional performance. They did hold their own, and the meticulous style of Kai Havertz uh, came out in that game, because he just took a moment and buried the goal to make 1-1. So for me, I had already seen signs this season of Arteta playing in another manner, and I only hoped that he kept winning football games, because Arsenal
But
fans would not be happy with that.
the Magpies, by the even last season, they beat Arsenal. They beat them.
Yeah, in that controversial game,
Yeah,
Anthony
yeah, they beat
Gordon, the
them.
ball went out,
And
didn't
yeah,
go out. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They did beat them 1-0, and this time
they've
there
won.
was no
In fact, they have
controversy.
won 3 of their last 4 games at home against Arsenal. So, I mean, congrats to Newcastle. That's a very good display. But I liked the game on Sunday. On Sunday, I mean, I watched the whole game, and to be honest, I'm not going to say, because usually one would say the best team lost or something, but
On
I was
Saturday.
not. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, on Saturday, I was not impressed at all with what or with how Arsenal set up. Mireno tried to play.
And
Mikel
now
Mireno tried to play box to box, but it still didn't
he
turn out.
can't
It
do
didn't
it.
look out to
He
be.
can't do it.
He cannot do it. He
I
cannot
would
do it.
rather have
The set
Nwaneri.
pieces that they keep on bragging about. It seems teams are finding them out. Teams are getting to know that Arsenal is scoring more goals through set pieces, and
And
I do not understand why he's not bringing on that kid earlier, Nwaneri. I don't understand why he's not playing Sterling. He's not giving Sterling minutes.
yeah,
He's not giving Sterling minutes. Martinelli has been awful, awful.
yeah,
Trossard, I
but
don't know. He's on and off. He's on and off.
awful is such a big statement, because
And why is
Martinelli,
Thomas Partey playing at the back? Because I understand Ben White was also available. Ben White was fresh.
yeah,
I mean, he was
uh,
fit to play. He came on after.
yeah,
So
yeah, but
is it?
you must understand that these managers are dealing with management of these too many fixtures that these players play, and this is a guy who was
Eddie, Eddie, I see
Eddie.
you watching. You watched Evra, Patrice Evra. Yeah, by the way, that is
uh,
true. Evra was right to
yeah,
say watching Arsenal is like watching Netflix. You always have to wait for next season, for the other season. And your
they're
boy,
big
man, they
time,
were awful.
they're big time butlers, but it is too soon to call them butlers. Maybe
No, it's
they'll
not too
turn
soon,
things
Josh. You
around.
pointed out
And the
something
fact,
every time of this year. How did you call it? How did you say?
the Black November, the curse of Black November,
The curse of
that
Black
used to
November
happen
started
during
for Arsenal.
Arsene
This is
Wenger.
when it happens. They get injuries. They start losing games. But they've played very huge teams. By the way, they've played
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Liverpool. They've
They've
played
played City,
City,
they've played Liverpool, they've
hmm
played
and they're playing Chelsea over the
oh,
weekend.
they're playing
They've played
Chelsea over the
Aston
weekend.
Villa. Yeah,
Yeah, they
so it's
played
not so
Aston
bad.
Villa
Ziad
too.
says, I think he just wants set pieces, and inshallah, they are really
They are
missing
really missing
Man,
Odegaard.
they are
Yeah, but
missing
Zia,
Odegaard.
this is my
But
point
that's
though.
not an excuse.
Yeah,
I don't
Zach.
take it as an
Sorry,
excuse.
Isaac. What I was trying to say is
Yeah.
Mikel Arteta should already have found a way of Arsenal playing in another manner without Odegaard that does not sacrifice his values. Because
Yo,
when
they
we were
had only
trusting,
one shot
when we
on
when we were
target yesterday.
yeah, when we were trusting the process, I mean, we trusted the process because we understood
Sorry, on
that
Saturday, not
yeah,
yesterday.
this is a
Yeah.
manager who is inclined to stick to his principles and values to achieve the objective that he wants his team to achieve. And then again, when he gets so close to when he gets so close to finishing the process that we trusted, he goes back on his word and no longer trusts his principles or values, or does not trust the players available for him, to select them in a manner that can help Arsenal not lose those values. Because right now, like I said, if you're playing in the manner that Mikel Arteta is setting out to play, you must win your games. Because if you don't win your games, I don't think it will be too long before you're out of a job.
Correct. And it seems fans are also starting to lose. And we know when Arsenal fans start ranting and crying all over social media. Ziad says Adelaide has never lost at Stamford Bridge, even when they are eighth. So they won't lose this weekend. Let's wait.
I'm.
Correct. You know this always happens. Yeah, it always
Ah.
happens. He disappears.
No, the man is back out. The man is back out. The man is we was seen watching a football match, so everything is okay. We are fine. We are fine on these ends. But
Yo,
Ziad, real quick, I mean, the Chelsea game that you speak of, there's still mixed feelings. I also think that Arsenal will have the edge, or not only not because they will play expansively on that day, but because Chelsea also looks out of sorts when they meet an opposition that is very organized. Then they don't know what to do in that moment, because yesterday, as they played Manchester United, you would think that the attacking prowess that they did show, scoring 16 goals in the league, all was shut out, and there was no
yeah.
outlet. There were no ideas on how to unlock United. Yet they are better players in those positions. Cole Palmer spent the night in Nasser Mazraoui's pocket.
Josh, we are going to
Yeah,
come
he
to
did
that game
spend the night
later on
there.
tonight.
Yeah.
But yeah, once again, thank you so much for tuning in. Sports Jazz guys, please do subscribe, turn on the notifications. Josh, if this is the time to write this question. I
Come
mean,
on.
of course, in regards to Arsenal, should we count Arsenal out of the title race? Because
No,
I
no, no,
mean,
no, no,
one would
no.
say it's too
Not at
early.
all.
They're just
Not
seven
at
points
all.
away from the top position. That is
Not at
Liverpool with
all.
25
Not
points.
at all. But maybe you can say that this might not be this is the time for us to examine the mentality that Arteta has instilled in this side, because you can see it on the pitch. You can see the improvement of certain players, and how they take on football matches. Like Gabriel Magalhaes is a whole other player. He has, I think, raised the level. But then we have to see the mental fortitude of the side as a whole when they get into this period, when they are suffering, as in how are they going to come out of it. But I believe that Mikel Arteta should help
So
the
it's not
team
yet
come out of
over.
it.
It's not yet over for
No, no,
Arsenal
no, it's
when it comes
no,
to
no,
the
it's
title.
not over.
But
It's
I
not
agree
yet
with you, as
over.
I was saying, just
It's
seven
not
points
yet over. They have
of
difficult games ahead.
yeah, just 7 points off the top. That is Liverpool with 25 games. They have rather 25 points. They have 18 points, although they have some competition behind them. Aston Villa also has 18 points. Tottenham Hotspur has 16 points. Brighton has 16 points. Bournemouth and Newcastle both have 15 points. Then up there, Chelsea. By the way, Chelsea, Newcastle, Chelsea, Arsenal, Aston Villa are all tied on 18 points. And guess who's in the third position? Nottingham Forest with 19
And
points.
and guess who is 6 points away?
Josh, Manchester
Just
United.
guess, just guess.
Manchester United.
Yeah, so Manchester United is not
But
far
from the
off
fourth
from the
position,
conversation. Yes, yes.
altogether 12
That
points.
is the objective for a team that has struggled up to now, up to this period in the season. That is, yeah, they play Inter on Wednesday.
On Wednesday, they play it on
Yeah, they
Wednesday.
play Inter on Wednesday. Then they leave. They come back from Italy,
But
and
they are
they
going to
will
make
play
it. They will be
Chelsea
good. I know
away.
Arsenal will come
No,
good. Arsenal will come good.
For Chelsea, they will beat Chelsea. But I used to be very confident
Sinan,
when
what's up,
Arsenal.
Sinan?
Yo, what's up,
Mm.
Sinan? I used to be very confident when Arsenal was playing teams in Italy, but at this point, I am not really confident. Only because Mikel Arteta chooses to play the Italian style of football, and the Italians will beat him at it.
Ziad says, by the way, we're going to talk about that Inter game. Ziad says, if they don't win at Chelsea, sure, it's over. And yeah, Jacob is in the comment section. I hear Arsenal in turmoil. That's Josh's handwriting. You have it. Yeah.
Yeah, the turmoil is there. The turmoil, there's a lot of uncertainty. Right now, we don't know what is happening.
No, I think it's too early anyway. It's too early to say. I know they will come back. They're going to bounce
Yeah, but
back
no,
stronger. But
honestly,
I just don't like the idea of Sterling being unused. I don't understand why. And yo, it looks like the
but
selling of Smith
Martinelli
Rowe
is not
was
bad.
wrong. It's
Martinelli is
haunting
not
them.
bad. Yeah,
No,
it
no,
is haunting them. Maybe that is what you can lay on Edu for the period that he has been
maybe it's
there.
because
That maybe
because I
maybe
understand with bringing in Mikel Merino, that
yeah,
proved it was a signal for Smith to you're not going to be having and rather you're not going to be playing more often than you were playing. Not that he was even playing often, but
he had
it
had a
turns out,
torrid season. He's the
yeah,
guy they
yeah,
would have used in this moment
exactly.
that Odegaard
He
is
does a better job
injured.
when it comes to box than Mikel Merino, at least from what I've seen.
Mikel Merino will get better. He will get better. He improved as a player. But I told you
Well,
when
in
Arsenal
headers,
signed when they signed
he'll get
Mikel Merino, I
he'll
did tell you he had David Vazia and he was coughing. But I did tell you that this is a guy they have brought to score a few headers, and he's turning out to be just that. He has a goal
that is
already,
it.
but performances in both games that he has played have not really been up there. But I do believe that he will get there. It's too soon. He's come from
Mm,
another league, and he's a bit slow in his movement. He dilly dallies on the ball, and the pace is just too much for him. The intensity is just too much for him at the moment. But Arsenal does not have the luxury to wait. They don't have the luxury to
no, they
wait.
don't.
Somehow Mikel Arteta has managed to convince. By the way, I don't know. I think every manager should do so well and be like. I think every manager wants to be like Mikel Arteta, because Mikel Arteta has managed to convince Arsenal fans, the invisible Arsenal fans. Those are the ones I'm
That
talking
what?
about. He has
That what?
managed to convince them that they should park the bus. Somehow, somehow they've started
Wait,
to
how many games have they played like that? Against Spurs,
this. Oh
against
my
City,
God, I don't
Bologna.
remember. Yeah,
Uh, which other game? Yeah, on
most
Saturday
of the games.
it wasn't too much. Although they start so well, like on Saturday they started
You
well. Arsenal
see,
started well.
yeah, but it's the
They had the
mentality.
first minutes were okay, but
You see, it's the mentality of the team and how it is set up. It is not
mm,
that they are going to defend very deep and all just go and sit back in their box. No, they could even play up the pitch, but as soon as they drop that ball, there's a certain shape that the team takes that will take away a lot from it in case they intend to counterattack. That is, if Martinelli or Bukayo Saka are not having a good game, then they cannot break quickly to make things happen on the other end of the pitch. But
mm.
I think Odegaard will be coming back late this month.
Oh, they miss him.
Yeah, but they miss him. But I'm also not sure that Odegaard will be able to play. He
Why?
might
Why?
to play as well as he played before, because I don't
Ah,
think,
okay.
yeah, I
You're
don't
saying
think
it's going to take him some time, right, to
no,
pick
no,
up?
no. He will play well, but I don't think Ateta will go back to that style of football when he played with Odegaard. He might just decide to continue parking his bus, defend very deep, have a low block, and it won't work for Odegaard. I
Well,
mean,
that is very bad. That will
Arsenal
be
should
bad
have
for
signed.
Arteta if he
I
decides
think
to do
Arsenal
that.
should have signed a player in that midfield role better than Mikel Merino. I was actually very surprised that the player Ateta went for was Mikel Merino. The reason why is there was no depth in that part of the pitch. And if I'm looking to chase a title, I'm not looking for a player like Mikel Merino. Man United could sign Mikel Merino, and there is no problem. But a team like Arsenal, where they had reached with their project, they needed a
Mm.
marquee
They
signing.
were,
They needed a marquee
exactly.
signing. They
They were
needed
going to. They
someone.
were already towing with Chelsea. Sorry, with Man City with Pep.
Yeah, and
And
they almost. I was happy when they were interested in Inaki Williams from Atletico Bilbao, because that's the
yeah.
type of player that Arsenal needed to actually make a statement that they are out all guns blazing this season. But that didn't happen. For some reason, it did not go through, and they're
And
stuck with
scoring goals has
players
not
that
been
they
their
got.
problem, Josh.
Yeah,
Scoring
yeah,
goals
yeah,
has
yeah.
not been their problem, but yet yes, they need that one because imagine now if Kai Havertz, God forbid, got injured.
For me,
Imagine
it's
if he got injured.
I don't know. For
Yes,
me, it is not
you're,
just about the injuries to the players.
no,
It
I'm
is the
just saying,
style
imagine in
of
this situation
football
because Kai
Mikel
Havertz so
Arteta
far, for
has
me,
chosen to play.
he's the best player right now at Arsenal. Kai Havertz, Raya the keeper. Of course, you have Gabriel and
Yeah, I think
Saliba,
it's
very
Raya.
good. Yeah. Very, very good
I think
players.
it's
And
Raya.
Timber
Raya
too.
Habits.
Timber too. So anyway, I don't think scoring goals is an issue. And now that they are even going to be playing Chelsea over the weekend, well, they have
They'll beat
good
Chelsea.
players, world class
I do
players
have
in
a strong
Saka.
feeling. I do have a strong
Mm,
feeling they will win against Chelsea, because it is very difficult to break down that Arsenal side. I mean, I've seen the lapses in concentration that cost them against Bournemouth, and a very, very, very good delivery from Anthony Gordon to edge them over the weekend at Newcastle. But the thing is, for me, Arsenal never had a problem coming. For the opponent leading it, it just never
yeah.
had a problem with that. I mean, they would just come and score much more goals, and they would win the game. But at this point, it feels like it's a struggle against Bournemouth. When Bournemouth led, they never recovered, and Newcastle, when Newcastle led, they never recovered. And all these teams led in the first half, so Arsenal
Well,
had over an hour to play, and they never recovered from that situation. They actually look very terrible in attack, very terrible in attack. They are waiting to play the
uh,
ball when it comes to the back.
so very soon you're going to. Oh, very soon it's going to be. Who did we say? Which manager is playing football manager?
Oh, Postecoglou.
Postecoglou. Well, very he won over
Postecoglou.
the weekend. By the way,
Yeah,
four
even in
one,
Football Manager, you see, when you're playing
4-1.
Football Manager and you
Ateta is
choose
going to turn
certain
out to be a
players,
football
you
manager
can go
player.
to some places and you win.
Ateta is going to turn out to be. I mean, rather, he's turning out to be a football manager player. I mean, because of his decisions, and he's getting so taken into the bus thing. I don't know why he likes
That's
it.
what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking
It's
about. I
annoying.
mean,
It's not the kind of football that we used to watching Arsenal play.
it is
It,
okay.
I don't
It is
know.
okay for as
It's
long
even
as you
damaging to his
win.
players.
That's
Mm,
maybe that. Now it is damaging to his players, because for me, I do believe that the center backs that Arsenal has, the guys in the back that Arsenal has, there's no
world
reason
class
for you.
players.
There's no reason for you to play a low block, because these
And they
guys
have
are
even
individually,
demonstrated that. We
yeah,
saw
they
them
are
last season
individually very
at the
good.
beginning of this season. Individually, they are good. Collectively,
Yeah,
as we did
a
something. What
unit,
was it? The
they're
stream.
good.
They are,
Arsenal's in depth.
yeah, we called it
Oh,
the
the
Great
Great
Wall.
Wall. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, the
yeah, yeah,
Great Wall. So
yeah.
I
Yeah.
really don't understand why Ateta is so much taken into playing from the and I mean having the whole team sit
Maybe he
back.
has looked at it
It's
this way.
boring.
Maybe
It's
he has
boring,
looked at
Josh.
it this way, that the two times he has come second, it is only
Yeah,
because he did not instill such a mentality in his team
that kind
to
of playing
defend the deep.
should be coming in when it's really like the game where they got a red card against
For
the
me,
Man
it,
City. That
yeah,
was
no, no.
okay, as you say. That was a one-off.
You
But
see,
if they
it
play the
is
same game on Wednesday against Inter
exactly.
Milan, and they play the same game also on weekend against Chelsea, it's game over for Mikel Arteta. Game
Yeah,
over.
for me, I do think that they will win the game against Chelsea. However, it is
Inter
okay for
Milan game.
Arteta. It is okay for Arteta to adapt and play a certain way in certain situations, but it cannot be your go-to formation in a game.
I understand.
because by the way, the players
And it's
executed very
disappointing,
well,
by the way.
because I
Very, very
saw it
disappointing.
against Southampton in a certain spell of the game where
Mm.
Southampton had the ball, and Southampton was pressing Arsenal. They quickly went in their shape. The guys at the back were in a low block. The guys in the midfield were in a very good shape, and they would win the ball back. But at a certain point, when you win the ball back in that situation, when you're playing against Southampton, you cannot exploit Southampton. It came
No, you
very,
can't.
very, very late that they got the two goals to stretch the game, or the third goal to stretch the game.
Well, thank you so much, everyone that's been tuning in. Sports Jazz. It's Isaac and Josh. We are moving on, and let's look at the bigger news right now, or today trending, and that is Edu leaving Arsenal at the end of the season. I've seen people rant on social media. There's a guy, I don't know whether you know him, Well Beast. He has been ranting, but again he came out and said Edu's departure is good riddance. His
Yeah.
performance as Arsenal's as Arsenal's director of football has been subpar. You know, has been subpar, and he says when an opportunity rose to sign players like winger Mohamed Kudus, striker Victor Gyökeres, he instead prioritized less pressing positions, such as a left back and central midfielder. If he had secured Kudus and Gyökeres, the team would likely be thriving right now, especially considering the injury struggles faced by their primary titles challengers. And also, if they had not sold Smith right now, it looks like he's one of those players they could have used. Josh, tell me what you think. Is it a good? I mean, it's bad for Arsenal, but you as a Man United fan with Edu leaving, is it music to your ears?
Well, when you ask like that, I am going to give you a banter answer, but I wanted to address my mind on the situation
Okay,
of Edu. But the
please.
banter
Yeah,
answer
you do.
would be that Edu maybe just had a message from Ineos to come and be a chief scout at Manchester United, and he took a he wants to leave. He wants to leave and come and be a scout.
Josh. Okay,
Real talk though.
real talk. Yeah.
Edu Gaspar is set to leave Arsenal, and there are mixed feelings. The Daily Mail, yeah, broke the news this morning that Edu is set to leave Arsenal, and Arsenal fans, some are celebrating, and some are really down that
Martin
Edu is
Keown
going.
has not. Martin Keown is not happy at all with
Yeah,
Edu
but
leaving.
people move on to better jobs. He was
Mm.
actually rumored
And
to
Roma
be
is he's going to Nottingham Forest.
not Nottingham Forest per se, but the rumor that was
Okay, one
going
of the
around.
teams.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the rumor that was going around in January was that Evangelos Marikanis was interested in the services of Edu Gaspar to be a head of football director at his conglomerate of clubs that he owns in Europe. He owns
Mm.
Nottingham Forest and Olympiacos, and he's set to acquire another club in Europe. But Edu did not leave at that point, and maybe the negotiations continued to go on behind the scenes, and yeah, he must have accepted to go and do another role, and that's why he has left us. He's set to leave Arsenal. But the thing though is, there's much talk that Edu didn't really do a good job, because in the period that he was at Arsenal, he did not manage to recoup um, crazy monies from sales. But for me, I think in this very last transfer window, getting 35 million for Eddie Nketiah was a steal.
That was a steal. Even Emil How much was it for
I
ML
don't remember for Smith
for
Rowe, but I
Smith?
remember
I,
for
I
Eddie
don't I
Nketiah.
don't remember
I mean,
Smith
it was
Rowe's figure
quite
too, but it was good. It was a good
yeah,
amount.
it
It
was
was
good
good
money.
business,
It was
Josh.
yeah, it was good business. It was good money, but they've been complaining over the sales that they rack in. They've not happened, and failure to bring in players like Benjamin Chechko and Inaki Williams in this
Mm,
transfer window. Some Arsenal fans did not take it lightly. I mean, they thought that Edu let them down on that part. Much as a sporting director gives a football team direction, he must be uh, in tandem with the manager at the club. And Edu in 2019, when he had come in as a technical director at Arsenal, quickly hired the services of Mikel Arteta in December
that's what I was going to say
to
because
yeah
they have a very
to
good relationship with
yes. So I
Arteta.
mean, the
So
relationship has
it's
always
very
been good.
worrying.
There is no way
It's
he would
very
have.
worrying.
Yeah, there's no way he would have set his eyes on signing Inaki Williams or Benjamin Sechko. I don't know if it was even possible at the time with the resource fund
I think
when
if they
Mikel
wanted to,
Arteta is not in the
y-
know. So Mikel Arteta and Edu had been chasing Calafiori for over a year.
yeah,
Yeah, so
that
they
is also
already
true.
wanted the player, and they did sign the player. The player is a very decent player, but it's not a
You re-
crisis. It will be difficult for Arsenal to replace Edu,
it's
and
going to be very, very
but you
difficult. I
hope
mean,
that I mean,
mm,
you hope that a club that big can be able to use its connections to find someone better, but the problem has always been that a sporting director or technical director who does not work well with the manager always ends badly. So you just hope that the next guy who comes in has a good relationship with the manager, and so Arsenal continues to bottle things up.
well, it doesn't look so good for Arsenal. But yeah, I'm just checking. Edu rejoined Arsenal in 2019-2020
Yeah,
season as
yeah,
Arsenal's technical director. Then in 2022, he became the club's first ever sporting director, which saw his
true.
responsibilities with the Gunners increase and his role as a link between manager Mikel Arteta and him coming and joining the club. So Josh, with him going, don't you think Mikel Arteta is also going to be he's going to slightly deteriorate in terms of performance because I know
I
he
don't
has
think
been
so.
very okay. No, Edu has been a very good part. He has been a yes man for Arteta. Whatever Arteta has been wanting, whatever he points at, Edu has been there to help him,
Not
grind
really.
things, get the result. No, honestly, especially when it comes to players. There's been
But when you
as you've
look
said,
at
they
when
started
you
chasing
look at the
Calafiori way, way,
players,
way back.
yeah, but
Mikel
look at the
Merino,
players.
it's not by accident. I read somewhere it's not by accident that they went for him this season. Before the end of last season, he was already on who on Ateta's radar. So
Arsenal's rather.
when Ateta's radar, then
Yeah.
later presented to Arsenal. So when the Euros came, of course, he also got a chance to play. I mean, it was all nice and all good, and yeah, that was your man Edu also coming in and getting what his man. I can say um, Edu Edu has been Ateta's right hand man when it comes to club
He has done the
activities.
job well for him.
He has
But
done the job very very well
look at the
for
players
him.
that Arsenal has got brought in during the
And by the way,
period that
also one can say he has somehow underachieved.
that's what I'm saying. Look at the players
You
that
know,
Arsenal has brought in over the time period that Arteta has been sorry, Edu has been at the club.
but they
I
have good
mean,
players.
is yeah,
They
they
have
do
Declan
have
Rice.
good players, but
They have
I'm just
Declan
saying,
Rice. By the
look
way,
at the
Declan Rice
players.
is also he's
Yeah,
about to be shit.
no, they brought in Declan Rice, they brought in let's say Calafiori, Mikel
Mm.
Merino,
Mikel
Odegaard. That
Merino
was
is not
very
yet.
clever
Odegaard,
to do.
yes.
Yeah, it was very clever to do that deal.
Saliba, no,
No,
no. Saliba
Saliba
was
was
around
there.
when, yeah, he was around. They sent him on loan, then
Yeah,
he came back. Yeah,
yeah.
he was
Gabriel
around.
was there too.
Yeah, Gabriel was there. Though. Maybe Timber. Timber is a good one.
Yeah, they brought Timber. Timber is a
David
very good
Raya,
player.
very
David
good
Raya,
player,
very good player.
very good
So, I
keeper. Yeah,
mean, you can blame Edu, but if he has brought everything that the manager wants him to have, Kai Havertz,
Kai
if
Havertz.
he
Yeah,
has, yeah, if he has
Zichenko.
delivered for them, yes,
Oh, and by
if
the
he has
way, Josh, let
Gabriel
me ask you
Jesus,
this: why isn't Jorginho? Why ain't we seeing much of him?
because Thomas Partey is fit.
Really, Josh? But he's being played
Yeah.
out of position.
Oh, Thomas Partey.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thomas Partey even last season played at right back in some games.
What I'm trying to
I
say,
wanted
if
to
he's
tell
going to
you
play as
earlier.
a right, uh,
I wanted to tell you earlier that Ben White could have just been managed in that situation. Remember, he just came back from injury, and now Arsenal has to play 3 games in a row. I mean,
no, I think he should have started the game on Saturday. He should have started because the other game he didn't
true,
start.
true,
I
true,
think he
true.
also got a few minutes.
With
He should have
with
started the
hindsight,
game. Partey should have gone back to the midfield, partnering Declan Rice. It would have been much, much better. But again, I mean, because I saw Bukayo Saka, it's like he's carrying the whole team. And yesterday, rather on over the weekend, there was more a bit of individual brilliance, especially. Okay, it looked like it was close to that from Saka. I mean, with the assists, he almost had 2 assists. Uh, I mean, you could. He's a player who tried to score. They pressed towards the end of the game. They went high the pitch. By the way, they went way high up the pitch, but that was towards the end of the game. And in my mind, I was asking, why hasn't he been doing this right from the set, right from the start of the match? Why do you have to wait when it's only 5 minutes added time? You know, and you start playing so well. You start playing way high up the pitch. Start pressing your opponents. If they'd done that so good, I'm telling you, Newcastle would have done mistakes. There could have been a handball. There could have been, I mean, a tackle or something that could have led to a penalty. But there were going to be mistakes on Arsenal. Sorry, on Newcastle's part. But there you go, Newcastle. Rather, Ateta for you. Edu is leaving, and as things start right now, yes, I know he's won 2 trophies.
yeah,
He's underachieved, Josh.
The Black November has kicked off. To on Wednesday they will play Inter Milan, and Arsenal will be playing Chelsea on Sunday. So and they've gotten a back-to-back losses in the Premier
Mm,
League. It cannot be a third loss. It cannot be.
it can't be.
Arsenal won't
It was
lose that
awful.
game. I just
But
don't see how they lose that game.
anyway, it's too early to talk about that Chelsea game. But yo, anyway, again,
Oh yeah, because they're
what I
playing
watched
again tomorrow.
against
You
Man
don't know what will
United,
happen.
what I watched against Man United, it's not what I expected. By the way, yeah, I mean they've looked so good when
Chelsea.
they even played better.
I told
You
you
know that
here.
game they lost
They're
against
clueless.
Liverpool. They even played much better football than what we watched over the weekend yesterday against
Yeah.
Man United. But
But
again, you
such
never know,
as
man. They might surprise you. They might surprise
yeah,
you
but
over the
such is that
weekend.
fixture. Such at least the Arsenal fixture is a bit open. Used to be a bit open, but then with the way that Mikel Arteta is setting up his teams, it will
They
not
have
be open.
Inzaghi. They have
It will not be
Inzaghi.
open.
Yo, they
Uh,
have Inzaghi is very good. He's doing
oh,
so well in
Inter.
Serie A. Yeah, they have
Yeah,
Inter on
yeah. He's
Wednesday.
doing well. He's doing well. They have Inter on Wednesday. It's not that I told you before that I used to be very confident with Arsenal playing teams in Italy. I just had the feeling that Arsenal has the beating of these teams. But if Ateta goes there and he plays as pragmatic as he's
Ateta
playing
needs to pull up. He needs to
Thomas
pull up.
Partey, with Thomas
He's
Partey and Declan Rice playing in that midfield, I mean, at,
it's that's okay, Josh. I would like that.
change the
Partey
no.
but not playing Partey as a right back when you have Ben White.
He played. He played.
Seriously.
He played Partey
And
at right
bringing
back
on
last
Mikel
season.
Merino. Oh my god, Merino is awful. He's oh I don't know, maybe he
He'll
hasn't
get
clicked.
better. He'll get better,
He's
but
he's
Arsenal
awful.
doesn't have the time to wait. I think
No,
that
they don't.
Nwaneri should get the
Should
nod ahead of
I agree
Mikel
with you.
Merino because
Yeah,
the
I
boy
agree
is
with you.
from
Jorginho
Arsenal
is also
through and
around,
through.
Josh.
Yeah, Jorginho is around.
They have Sterling, who has been
He
barely
can.
used this. And by the way, everyone was so happy when Sterling joined Arsenal. They were saying he's going to relieve, he's going to try to deputize Saka on the right, then this other side on the left. And I myself, I'm a Man United fan, but I was happy when they got Sterling because we know his qualities, we know what he can do,
Yeah,
we know how good he
but I
is
think
on his
it's
day.
just
But he has
it,
barely used him, and every time he
yeah,
also comes
but
on, he's playing trash. Maybe
I think
game time.
that's why. But it is just about 6 games since Sterling was bought by Arsenal, or seven
Well,
games,
Josh,
Premier
I can
League
also
games.
say in the last three games, Arsenal has lost 2 games and 1 draw. So that is not good.
So
It's
you
not good
throw
at
him
all.
in,
Well,
you
at
throw
least they are
him in,
losing.
and
They are losing away, not home game. But you wait when
it
they
does
get
not matter
a
when you
defeat.
lose games. You're
Wait,
losing
no, a
games.
defeat at the Emirates is different, bro. It's different. It's different. Arsenal TV will be wildy.
Yeah,
It's
but when
different.
you start to lose games, it feels a certain way. I mean, you might just make it a habit and lose four in a row. But this is going to be a defining week for Arsenal. It is maybe too soon to say for their whole season, but the telltale signs are there this week.
Well, Adam says Eddie's replacement shouldn't be someone from within or a former Arsenal player. It has to be someone with a track record of getting big deals over the line with top end experience to ensure his with top end experience to ensure this season doesn't hit. You aim big and use it as an opportunity to move forward. Adam Keys is a co-host at one of the podcasts, Arsenal podcasts, but well,
Yeah,
I
I
don't
agree
think that
with
is fair.
you.
No, no,
No,
no,
I
Josh, I do
do.
not agree. I do not agree with him.
Why?
Ed Woodward. Ed Woodward.
Yeah.
No, I'm giving you example. Ed Woodward.
Ed
The
Woodward
lady
was
who was
what?
I'm forgetting the lady
No,
who
no, no.
was
Ed
at
Woodward
Chelsea.
was what?
The lady who was at Chelsea running things. Hear what he
Yes.
said. He said Eddie's replacement shouldn't be someone within or a former Arsenal player. It should be someone with a track record of getting big deals done over the line. Woodward used to do
Yes.
that. The
No,
lady,
Ed
I'm
Woodward
forgetting
never
Josh, the
used to
lady.
do that.
Josh, I'm
Ed
forgetting
Woodward never used to do that.
the
Okay,
lady at
maybe he has.
Chelsea.
Maybe the problem that he has started with. I remember the lady at Chelsea, but I can't recall her name. But maybe the
Yeah,
problem that he has started with is saying that should not be a former Arsenal player, because maybe there is a former Arsenal player who has the credentials. For me, if anyone has the credentials to do a job of a sporting director, so be it. It doesn't matter whether he's an ex-player or he's not, but you must
as long
actually
as he
be
can
able.
get something done.
That is it. That you see, what it talks about in the end is what a sporting director does. You have to have the capacity to get things, deals done, and that is your connections that you have in the game. You must have connections in the game that keep you up and running for you to be able to do deals like that. You don't have to. An Arsenal former player cannot just be there that he won the invisible season and expect to be a good sporting director, because he just does not have the right connections to do what, to pull off such a job. Many keep saying that I- why didn't Edu manage to tap into the Brazilian market to get Brazilian talent when they were
Well, they
young?
have.
The Hendricks, why didn't he manage to do that? Because he's Brazilian, and
Okay,
he's a
yeah, we know he's
sporting
Brazil. He
director at
was
a
at
top
one
team
point. He
in
was yeah,
London.
yeah.
A
At
top
one
team
point, he
in
was
London.
a coordinator at the Brazilian national football team.
Exactly. So why did it never happen for Arsenal? Maybe Arsenal's academy could have 4, 5 young Brazilian talents that are really great. Why didn't such things happen? So what I'm trying to say is you must have the connections, even if you have that role. You must have the connections to make sure that these things work for you.
Well, I don't know how true it is, but is he joining? I asked you earlier. You say no, but rumor is he's strongly linked to joining Newcastle in the same role
Newcastle,
as a sporting
Nottingham.
director. Not Newcastle, Nottingham Forest. Oh my God, I'm sorry, Nottingham.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, that is the mainstream media of England trying to sell as much
And
paper
if it
as they
turns out to
can.
be true,
I don't think
I
it
mean,
will turn
if
out
it
to
turns
be
out to be
true.
true that he's left Arsenal to get a bigger position, a bigger check
In,
at Nottingham, a club that has never won. I mean, something really tangible in a long,
no,
long.
hey,
Oh,
those are European
wait,
champions. It's bigger
wait.
than Arsenal.
So it's I know, but that is way, 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 way back
It
then, Josh.
doesn't matter. They're
Before it
European
was
champions.
UCL, before it was someone
You
said
see?
earlier it's because they are now in the third position, and Edu, now Nottingham is in the third position currently
Yeah.
and on the table. So someone earlier said on Twitter, on X, that it's because they are currently in the third position and Arsenal is going down. So Edu is used to being in the second or third
And
position.
third.
So if any
So he
other
has
team
gone
also
back to
comes,
third.
he's going back to third.
He was-
But
yeah,
anyway, I
but
think it's a huge,
interesting
it's
banter
a
there.
huge
But
gap.
yeah,
It's a huge gap.
I think the other role makes much more sense for him to be the head of football
Jack
for
Wilshere also, by the way, left a few. He left, I think, a month ago now. He left for
yeah,
something else because he was somewhere playing. I mean, he was coaching, managing the
academy.
one of the youth teams. Yeah, one of the youth teams academy.
Arsenal will be okay for as long as they don't lose the set piece coach.
So currently, Josh, that is
For as
harsh.
long as they don't lose the set piece coach, they'll be okay. I mean,
So,
some
so
niggas just
currently,
has to.
it's only Pa Mertesacker and Mikel Arteta that are at the club currently.
Yeah.
So, and we know how things are going to
Kwame
be. But well,
Saka and who?
and the manager right now,
Oh, yeah.
Mikel Arteta.
Yeah, but
Those are the
I
only
think
ones.
the difficult thing would be finding someone who creates a relationship so good with Mikel Arteta. But other than that, they'll be just fine.
Mm.
Yep.
Well, I wish Edu the best. Man United fans are overjoyed. Things are not so good now.
No, 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 no,
Uh,
no. Why would you be if they you say the set piece coach is leaving and is coming to Man United, then that's another thing.
and I also think whoever's coming in to replace him must have an okay from Mikel Arteta. I mean, for things to
Of
really
course.
run smooth, he must have
Yeah, of
an
course.
okay from Arteta. Otherwise, it's going to be shambles. It's going to be bad. Well,
That's how it
that's it for
works.
you.
It's very difficult. It's very difficult to do it without the say so of the manager in place.
Correct. That's it, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in, Josh and Isaac. We will be back in the next 4 hours with another stream. Shout outs to everyone that has been streaming. It's a pleasure, man. Turn on the notifications, subscribe, share the videos. We are signing out. Sports Jazz. Salute.